Welcome back to 6 questions in 6 minutes-ish, where I ask public historians half a dozen questions and they try to answer them in about 6 minutes. As we continue to be holed up in our homes during the COVID-19 lockdown, let's see who the interwebs has for us today. Welcome to 6 Questions.
Hi,
All right, first off, easy question, who are you?
I am Krista McCracken. I'm the researcher and curator and archivist at the Shingwauk Residential Schools Centre.
So how did you end up where you are?
Definitely by accident. So when I went into public history, I thought I was going to end up in a museum. That was like my goal. But I've been working in archives for over a decade and feel really fortunate to be working at the Shingwauk Residential Schools Centre.
So can you tell us a little bit of the nature of your work?
Yeah, so my work is really focused on the history of residential schools. So I work on the site of the former Shingwauk Residential School, and I work in a community archive. So I do everything from working with survivors to record their histories, to helping put together exhibits, to doing archival work and organizing archival records and making them accessible to the community. It's a little bit of everything.
What do you enjoy most about your work?
So I definitely enjoy the variety of it. I also really enjoy getting to work with community members and survivors and intergenerational survivors. It really makes me feel as though the work that I do matters, and it's always really heartening to see somebody connect with the archive in some way. Maybe it's finding a family member or finding information they didn't know about themselves.
What's the biggest challenge that you experience in the day-to-day of your work?
Yeah, so one of the biggest challenges is that I'm dealing with a topic that is very emotionally charged. It's emotionally sensitive. It can be really emotionally draining for both myself and people who are accessing the archive. Some things they don't normally teach you in like library school or public history is like how to support somebody who's going through a traumatic experience. So learning things like mental health first aid and trying to gain those skills to support others has been really important.
And finally, what actually keeps you motivated in your day-to-day work?
Yeah, I think what keeps me motivated is those little puzzles and those sparks of joy when people find something in the archive. So it's connecting to family, uh, helping people find kinship connections, and those moments of laughter amongst work that can be really challenging.
Thanks to Krista McCracken for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
For more information on the work of the Shingwauk Residential School Centre, I've put a link to their website in the description below. All right, that's all for us. See you next time when we ask another public historian 6 questions in 6 minutes. Ish.